Many gurus and influencers will lump together business and corporate credit, creating the illusion that all business credit is the same. But here's the truth. They're not the same, and these people know that they're not the same. So you could end up with credit tied to specific vendors that don't have anything to do with what your business actually needs. So while they're promising you easy access to funds, they're leaving out the critical details. Did you know that there are two types of business-related credit that can actually power your company? And here's the kicker. Most experts won't even tell you about them. Now, if you're trying to grow your business with credit, this is critical info that you need to hear. So let's dive in. Today, we're talking about one of the most misunderstood topics in business finance, the difference between business credit and corporate credit. So here's the deal. Business credit and corporate credit often get tossed around as if they are the same thing. But in reality, they are absolutely not. So let me clear up the confusion and give you a straightforward comparison that could make a huge difference in your business strategy. But let's start with traditional business credit. This is the more straightforward option, namely credit cards issued by major banks to use for your business. So think Chase, American Express, Bank of America. These are the big players here. And business credit is for any type of business entity, from sole proprietorships and freelancers all the way to big corporations. And guess what? There's no real cap on how many cards you can technically get. If your personal credit is in good shape, you can get access to an ever-evolving stream of funding that you can spend anywhere on anything that your business needs. Now, corporate credit, that's a different animal. You have to set up within the system from Dun & Bradstreet. And this type of funding is typically reserved for corporations like C Corps, S Corps, or LLCs. But the bigger difference here is that this type of funding is completely non-recourse, meaning your company is responsible for the debt, not you personally. So if you ever fall behind on payments, they can't come after your personal credit or assets. Pretty sweet, right? But here's the catch with corporate credit. It's not nearly as flexible as regular business credit. These are vendor accounts with places like Uline Shipping or Staples or Amazon or Home Depot. You can only spend this credit with these particular vendors, which means you're limited to whatever they offer. So if you're like an e-commerce business that needs specific inventory, corporate credit from a completely unrelated vendor isn't going to really cut it if you need flexibility. Now, here's another big distinction. Personal credit plays a role with business credit, but not with corporate credit. Banks will check your personal credit history when you apply for most business credit cards. Now, if your credit foundation is solid, along with your business entity in good shape, then you're going to be good to go. But corporate credit, they are only concerned with your business's track record. So you'll need a DUNS number, you need a Paydex score, and a little bit of time on the market before you can access significant corporate credit. But ultimately, no personal credit checks are involved. So if you find yourself with a troubled personal credit foundation, then maybe corporate credit with DNB is a better option right away while you chip away at whatever derogatory accounts you happen to be working on. Now, another big difference between these two types of funding, business credit cards are typically revolving accounts. So that means you can carry a balance, make monthly payments, and then continue to use the card. Plus, many business credit cards are going to offer you perks like 0% interest for an introductory period, which is super handy if you're just getting started or trying to scale your business. Now, on the flippity flip side, corporate credit operates on net terms. So it's usually net 30, net 60, or net 90, which means you have a fixed period like 30, 60, or 90 days to pay off whatever your balance is in full. So there's no carrying a balance here and no rolling over debt. Now you may be hearing that and thinking, well, so what? Well, here's so what. These two types of credit ultimately serve different purposes, and you need to know which one is going to fit your business's needs. So if you're a startup, business credit cards are likely going to be your best bet because you can start building business credit immediately. And if your personal credit is strong, you could qualify for cards with pretty decent limits. Now, on the other hand, if you're running an established LLC or corporation with steady cash flow, corporate credit could give you more freedom with vendor-specific financing without personally guaranteeing the debt. The building that I'm recording in right now was purchased using corporate credit. But here's where things get a little messy. So many gurus and influencers will lump together business and corporate credit, creating the illusion that all business credit is the same. It's a very flashy sales pitch, but here's the truth. They're not the same, and these people know that they're not the same because they'll promise, oh, I'll get you $30,000 in 45 days, but what they don't tell you is that it's likely going to be with vendor credit, which is limited and specific. It's not the flexible funding that you may need for inventory or marketing or expanding your operations. So you could end up with credit tied to specific vendors that don't have anything to do with what your business actually needs. So while they're promising you easy access to funds, they're leaving out the critical details about how business credit and corporate credit actually work. And that's why you need to understand the difference before you start chasing after quick wins. Now at Fund&Grow, we've been cutting through that noise for almost 20 years. We're not here to give you flashy sales pitches or oversimplify the process. We will work with both types of credit to create a customized plan for any business owner. So whether you need business credit cards for flexibility or you need corporate credit for specific vendors, we will help you navigate what your options actually are. So here's ultimately the takeaway. Business credit and corporate credit are two powerful tools, but they are not interchangeable. You need to know which one is right for your business, and you need to avoid the deceptive sales pitches that are going to tell you otherwise. Because there is a lot of misinformation out there, and it is easy to get swept up in the hype. But armed with the right information, you'll be in a much better position to make smarter decisions for your business's financial future. Hey, thank you so much for watching, and if you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you're ready to get started with business credit or corporate credit, reach out to us at Fund&Grow, and we will help you create a strategy that works for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.